Coming up on this episode of Free Lunch.
My client said this to me. She said, raise your prices because you can't afford to miss out on the people that will pay for quality.
That's not good advice?
Well, for me, it's not. I don't have a plan B.
Yeah, man.
What I have, my friend, is the evolution of plan A. It's too much work for me to be what other people want me to be. There's only one Biggie Smalls. There's only
Beyonce.
one Tupac. There's only one Jay-Z. Why are you trying to be little Jay-Z? Why don't you be who you are?
I mean, little Jay-Z.
Don't chase what appears to be successful. You know why people are successful? Because they're doing what they love.
It's Free Lunch Season 3 with a special thanks to our sponsors, Bullseye-LLC.com, Ready, Aim, Bullseye, where safety is our ammo, Gen1LLC.info, Generation 1 Logistics, taking pride in putting our carriers first and helping owner-operators get premium loads, stay organized, and increase profit. And ScarletOakCandleCo.com, the self-care experts. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Freestyle Gospel, a.k.a. The Real Free, with another episode of Free Lunch. And I got one of the goats in here today. It's gonna be. Let me get my hand claps ready. Get my hand claps ready for my man Eddie. Eddie, what's good, man?
Everything. God is good.
Everything.
Life is good.
Yo, I'm so excited. Man, I'm definitely gonna. I already know in my head. I've already planned. I gotta get you booked in here again, another episode, because all of what I want to pick your brain about and have like you share with our audience about, I know I can't fit it in one episode. You're like that compact of I'd have to dedicate a series just for you, man, to get
it's
it all.
It's a great compliment, thank you.
Absolutely, man. So I try to give every person, like, you know, guest that I have come on the show, the right to present themselves to the audience or introduction how they wish to be, rather than me think of what I'm going to say. So introduce yourself to the audience. Who is Eddie Blue?
All right, so Eddie Blue is my name, but all my friends call me Blue.
Okay.
Most people haven't called me Eddie in probably 20 years.
Blue.
My wife always says I'm a complicated man. So I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a mentor. I'm an outdoor enthusiast.
Nice.
Outdoors, I love fishing. Freshwater fishing, saltwater fishing. Had the blessing in 2011 to realize a lifetime dream to fish professionally. Bass Masters for a year. That was awesome.
Okay.
Avid hunter. And currently own 2 businesses. 360 TRS, Tactical Readiness Solutions, which we do Connecticut permits, multi-state permits, active shooter training, home defense, etc.
All right.
And then my other business, which I've been doing now for 24 years, is professional dog training, K9 Training Solutions. We'll be moving into our new facility next month, which I'm super excited about. We got some stuff up our sleeve that I can't wait to get at. And I've been a mentor for young men in the inner city now for roughly 25 years. I was blessed to bring a young man under my wing at the age of 7, which ironically I met his then mom's boyfriend through dog training. Okay. And he connected with me and wound up actually hanging out with me. And now he's 33 years old and he considers me his dad. And his sons my grandsons.
Nice.
And what a blessing to have him in my life.
That's awesome, man.
And I'm a dad of, technically, I'm a dad of 5 that I made.
Okay.
And 4 more that made me their dad. So I'm a father of 9, grandfather of 5, 4 grandsons, 1 granddaughter. And just love being me. I think for a long time it takes people to get comfortable being who they are. I'll share a brief but relevant thing. When I first started my first business in 1997, my father's worked at Pratt Whitney for probably like 52 years. He said to me, you got a family to take care of. Get your head out the clouds and get a real job. Nobody's going to pay a black kid from New Haven any money to train dogs. I had to kind of compartmentalize that. He grew up in the South. His dream was to come here to the Northeast and get a job. So he was realizing his dream. His dream wasn't my dream.
Nope.
And I ain't mad at him.
No.
But I moved forward. And to be honest, I think I actually needed that. I think I actually needed someone that close to me
To tell you to get a real job?
to tell me to get a real job.
Wow.
And people say, well, why would that doesn't make any sense.
It does not.
It made sense to me because it was somebody whose opinion I respected. If someone I didn't know or didn't have a connection that said that to me, I would immediately just brush it off. It took more fortitude and more heart and more me having a gut check to say, T.D. Jakes said it once, if you say to somebody, I'm a singer, he said, life will come around you and challenge you to be a singer. If you say, I'm a fighter, I can throw hands. When you get in that ring, your opponent's going to find out today, are you a fighter?
Yeah.
When the punches start coming. I had to find out, are you an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Are you going to let those words make you go backwards? Even from your own father, who you love? From family members that would see me and they said, well, I've been working today, I've been training dogs. Oh, you've been playing with dogs? Nah, I'm not playing with dogs.
Playing with dogs.
I know more stuff about canines than people can believe. As a matter of fact, I've trained somewhere between 800 dogs in the past 24 years.
Yeah.
Specialize in bullies, reactive behavior.
Yeah.
I currently have a dog that I just got that I'm training for obedience and for hunting. So when you say that you love something, you say that's a part of who you are, then society, the universe dictates that you show me. And you show me by being true to who you are. If someone can come along and put their mouth on your dreams and steal your dreams, are you really that?
Nope.
So that's why I said I needed that. It came from a person that presented a challenge to me to respectfully agree to disagree and push back and do it anyways. So interesting enough, a couple of years after I did that, one of his friends at Pratt Whitney walked up to him and said, hey, I got to get your son's phone number. He's like, you need my son's phone number? He said, your son trained my son's dog. And he said, he's a beast. He's one of the best he's ever seen around. It took a coworker that he respected to hear that his son was a beast.
Wow.
For him to realize,
I'm a beast.
I'm a beast.
That had to be an awesome moment, though.
It was. And he said to me, how's business? I said, business is great. I said, I'm having fun. And he said to me, he goes, you can't have fun and make money. I said, but sure you can. I do it every day.
You playing with them dogs, huh?
Yeah, man.
You getting money to play with them dogs.
Getting money to play with dogs.
Play with them dogs.
I would go on vacation, come back early, go back to work because I love it so much.
That is fire, man.
You know?
So is present day, is there any, I guess there's no obviously like a challenge in the sense of the way it was when you were that, younger man and you're in the face of your father going, hey, you need to get a real job, or why don't you get a real job? But are there people present day or in the recent past in your, older adult journey and having done it for so many years where you still have to kind of have this mental fortitude of kind of standing up for what you just enjoy doing when other people might be otherwise saying, hey, like, Blue, it's a recession, why don't you just get another job along with your entrepreneur, you know what I mean? Like,
I hear that all the time.
Is that still a thing you're contending with?
And the biggest thing that I struggle with, which may, offend some people, that's not my intention. If your skin is thin, it is what it is. I feel like we've kind of fell into a place where everybody wants to be an expert that's not an expert. Everybody wants to be a guru of something that they haven't put the time in to be called a guru. What do I mean? I went to dog training school in 97. I was the only second minority to go through that program. When I showed up there, the guy who was the director of training told me that he thought I was arrogant. I was confident. Big difference. I was like, he's like, you're not going to ace my class. I was like, okay, thanks for the pep talk. Upon graduation, he came to me and said, wow, man, you aced my class. You proved yourself. You came in, you were consistent, you were dedicated, you were focused, you mastered this. Glad to have you in my class. People will, now we are dealing with so many things in the industry, hybrid breeds, Labradoodles, all sorts of dogs. Mm-hmm. And people are literally dropping $3,500 on mutts. Why they're a mutt? So UKC, American Dog Breeders Association, AKC, they register dogs under categories to do specific jobs. This microphone has a specific job. The microphone can't do the job of the headset. The headset can't do the job of the soundboard. The soundboard's got to be the soundboard. Yeah. So when we start creating these rare breeds, they don't have a function. And since they don't have a function, the breed registries don't recognize that they exist because they have no function. So I'll give you an example. If you had a German White-haired Pointer, which I own, and you had a male, and you said, Blue, I want to breed my dog to your female. So I tell you what, Chris, I'll meet you tomorrow morning at 4:30 at my house. 4:30 at my house, bring your dog. Guess where we're going? We're going hunting. We're going to be in a duck blind, and your dog better perform. When I shoot that duck, he better jump in that river, go get it, and bring it back to me and drop it at my feet. That's the way they do it across seas. If your dog can't do that function, he can't be bred to my dog because I got to protect the integrity of that bloodline.
Wow, yeah.
Now, when we start, this is not lemonade and tea. This is not an Arnold Palmer. That's a refreshing drink. It serves its purpose. But this is what then my challenge happens. With these hybrid breeds, we're getting behavior problems that we haven't seen before. We're getting health problems that we haven't seen before. Mm-hmm. These other breeds have been kept for hundreds of years of breeding in methodical records.
Yeah.
In the 1800s, back in the day, if a dog did not meet the breed standards, they destroyed it. They didn't even allow that bad gene to be passed down because they wanted to preserve the integrity of the breed.
Yeah.
So that's one struggle that I come with now. Another struggle that I come with now is people are people pleasers. They'll treat train, they'll baby, they'll coddle dogs. Anthropomorphism, a fancy word that says I'm treating my dog like it's my kid. People will call me and say, Blue, I have a behavior problem. My dog is growling. He's doing this. And I said, well, get him off the furniture. He can't sleep in the bed with you. Are you telling me I can't let my dog sleep in the bed with you? Yeah, I am.
But you're talking about the hurdles or difficulties or challenges you're coming with like your customers or clients, right? I'm meaning in the sense of like your fortitude in remaining an entrepreneur.
But that is the part, because people want me to compromise as a trainer.
Okay.
My clients they think that they're going to talk me out of doing what
But they don't want you, they're not like compromising you or want you to compromise as far as being in, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you just get you a regular job. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you got to worry about that cancel culture. You got to worry about that cancel culture. You know, he's harsh. He's a drill sergeant. He doesn't understand that Muffin needs love. Muffin. And also the other part that challenges me as an entrepreneur is everyone's looking for a shortcut. So nobody wants to put in the work to get the dog that they want. They want the shock collar. They want the prong collar. They want the treats. They want the things to expedite the process. Understanding that that's only short term. Instead of training the dog, they want to get electric fence. Not understanding that electric fence can't keep your dog inside the yard.
Hey, man.
So those are all the things. This
is a right now society, man.
It is. Pop-Tart.
Burger
Microwave.
King, my way right away.
My way right away. And my way is the
drive-through dog. I'm looking for the drive-through dog, bro.
They are. And
forget what you talking about, Blue. I ain't got time for this, man.
Exactly.
You play with dogs all day.
And that's what
I don't want to play with my dog.
As an entrepreneur, I have to not only stay true to myself and the way I've done things, always evolving and learning better ways to do things, but trying to educate clients on how they're hurting themselves. Because at the end of the day, it's the dog that dies. When I was in dog training school, my instructor said to me, if you ever get weary in doing what you do, he said, take a trip to the dog pound. And I took a trip to the dog pound one summer in maybe 99, 2000. 80 dogs in the New Haven Animal Shelter as the incinerator is burning dogs that have been euthanized. That's a heavy thing for me. It's a heavy thing for me because it's not my client that suffers when their dog is not trained. It's the dog that suffers when my client doesn't step up and do what they need to do. They don't step up to the plate. As far as an entrepreneur, I guess the other thing that challenges me is there are so many people that are willing to try to cater to that client that's not realistic. As an entrepreneur, the other
all I know is, Blue, you're not about to come in here and make me feel bad about not getting my dog trained.
Not trying to make you feel bad, brother. But
shout out to my pit bull Chance at home, who gets on my last nerve.
I love the PBTs, man. I specialize in bullies. I've had 5 PBTs. 5 pit bull terriers, 3 boxers, a Rottweiler, 2 French Mastiffs.
He's gorgeous, man. we have a love-hate relationship.
I already know.
Because he's the other man in the house.
Absolutely.
So we're at that stage,
That's why I buy females.
Yeah, he's a trip. I had him swinging. I was playing with him yesterday, and he has like this, Nerf, the toy gun maker. So they have the like Nerf rubber toys for dogs, and it's literally been the only toy that's lasted this long.
Right.
Shout out to Nerf. So it's these interlocked 2 rings.
Yeah.
Right, and. He's, grabbing on it with his teeth. And usually when I play with him with it, I'm like just shaking it back and forth like this, side to side. And yesterday I went to, grab it with both of my hands and like turn in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, following me in the circle, like with his, jaw still locked on, and I'm swinging in a circle. I'm getting dizzy. I'm starting to get myself dizzy. I'm swinging in a circle, and he won't let go. So I'm going. I'm like, as long as I don't feel like I'm about to pass out, I'll keep going. So he's having a blast. I'm swinging, and then my wife, she's taking a video, and at some point for like maybe it was like 2 seconds, his hind legs are off the ground while I'm swinging, and he is still latched onto this toy. And I'm like, that's crazy how powerful this.
Let me tell you why he held on. Because he was getting what he wanted from you. If you had stayed still, and stopped pulling on the toy, he would have let it go. You activated his prey drive. He was enjoying that. See, dogs don't do anything for free.
He definitely enjoyed it.
So in that situation, next time, stop, relax your arms, and when he pulls, just don't animate. He'll let go.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that I needed him to let go. I was just shocked that he was that strong, his mouth holding on to while I'm literally swinging in a circle. I'm like, I just imagined that it would just had loosened out of his mouth.
So I'll tell you why he's so strong. I'll give you a little history on bull baiting. They used to use bulldogs and pit bulls to bait bulls in the ring. It was believed that
really,
it was believed that a bull
is that where part of their name comes from, pit bull.
Yeah, pit and the bull.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir. So what it was is they believed that a meat had to be tenderized by being bull baited. So a lot of dogs had the undershot jaw. They had the undershot jaw and push in face so that the bottom teeth could get under the jaw of the bull and grab the front, and they could still breathe to tire it out. And then they would butcher it and sell the meat.
That's crazy.
I do a lot of study on dogs. So when the bull would try to catch a dog and take his horns and flip them in the air, and the owners would run around and catch their dogs or let the dogs land on their back to break their fall. So I mean, you're talking about hundreds of years. 1,000 years of evolution from the 1800s to now that you're dealing with. So that's another thing that challenges me as an entrepreneur. Understanding the history of a dog and why they do what they do. If my clients can understand what they have, they would understand my training better. But again, going back to Pop-Tart, instant gratification.
Yes.
Listen, Blue, I
People
don't
don't
care.
do all that.
I don't care. Listen, wave a magic wand, give me 2 drops to put in my dog's water and turn them into a genius. It doesn't work that way. They don't want to hear the truth from a guy that's trying to teach them how to have a life they can enjoy with their dog for the entire duration of their life.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge as an opportunity. I'm dealing with the mindset that's, I don't want to say broken, but it's a little off skew.
Do any of your challenges as an entrepreneur come from a closer place, like in your life? Like let's say from inside your home?
I got to say my wife is amazing. I remember I lost my job, I don't even know, 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. Mm-hmm. Job that I worked at, I enjoyed, lost it.
Yeah.
And was looking for work, overqualified, nobody wanted to pay me, had a family to take care of. And I said, you know what, I think I'm going to go back to working for myself. So I said, okay, honey, we're a family, we make these decisions together. I want to do this, I'm going to go hard at it.
Yeah.
And she said, I believe in you. Wow, man.
Those wives, and they're believing in us, man.
That meant the world to me. And so I launched out, and I started 360, and I re-energized the dog training business under a new name. And it was hard. It was hard.
So the dog training isn't under 360.
No, 360 Tactical Readiness Solution is his own LLC. K9 Training Solutions is his own LLC.
Nice.
And my amazing wife, yay, incorporated her own business in January. She's into photography. She wanted to get back into taking pictures again. So I said, I tell you what, I said, I will support you because you supported me. I said, find the camera you want. We'll make it happen. But you got to be incorporated so we can write this stuff off. And so she started Forever Captured Connecticut. And so we have 3 businesses in the house.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and she's a school social worker. She still has her 9 to 5, but photography is the thing she loves to do. And so I made myself a promise that perhaps you would understand. I said, hook or crook, I'll never work for anybody else again. That's a powerful thing to say. With a family of 4, a 7-year-old son, a 5-year-old daughter, and looking to buy a house for our family in the next year.
Absolutely.
But not knocking other folks. You can't, for me anyways, let me point the arrows at me. I can't be halfway in, halfway out. I have to be 100% dedicated. What do I mean? If I get in a boxing ring against a guy that has the belt and I want to take it from him, and he's 100% dedicated to keeping it and going back home with the crown on his head, I can't go in there with 75%.
Heck no, no, you can't.
I gotta be like, listen, man, you may be the champ, but listen, I'm taking that belt tonight. The only way I'm not taking that belt is to hit me with some smelling salts. Other than that, I'm getting that belt.
Yeah.
And I got to be that way because, I have a family that depends on me. And also the other thing I love about being an entrepreneur, love it, love it, love it, I get to be a dad. I get to take my kids to school in the morning. I get to pick them up in the afternoon. I get to be plugged in.
And the benefits, I think it's what from a distance, people who are still, and there's no, don't get me wrong, people, there's nothing against wrong with, being a career, individual, somebody who, you go to school, get a degree, you work for a corporation, and you stay with that for 20, 25, 30 years and more, whatever. If that's what makes you happy, and, great. But for those who work a 9 to 5 and they aspire or dream or fantasize about being an entrepreneur someday, I think it's easy for them to see, look across at individuals like you or myself and see the benefits.
Absolutely.
It's the potential challenges that people see that make them, shaking their boots or say, you know what, forget it. And then they just keep punching the clock. And it's the difference between a person like that, who now I'm at this 9 to 5 out of just a combination of just fear and anxiety, quelling me and not allowing me to go forward, versus I'm at this 9 to 5 and I'm working this career because this is where I'm at and I'm happy here and this is what I want to do. And so, for a lot of our younger listeners, a large part of our audience is also, millennials, Gen Z. And in this day and age, this society, people are becoming entrepreneurs and making millions of dollars just from TikTok, and Instagram, right? But what people might see glorified on the surface, we know all too well, there's a very difficult, several challenges
balances to keep too.
You face every day in sticking to your gun, so to speak. So I'm sold on it. You've already made the mental resolve. I'll never work for somebody in my life, right? But that is not in the least without taking into effect, like you are, not under any delusion that commitment you've made to yourself is going to have. It's going to be challenged, like you mentioned. It's going to be challenged every day because you put that out there. Yep. You put it out in the atmosphere.
I got a family that's depending on me to take care of them.
It's going to be challenged every day. So I really, for some of the conversation, a little bit that we've had off the air, I really wanted, you and individuals like you to come on to the show, especially because you've been, doing this for a length of time, much longer than I, and people who are at varying levels or intervals of their journey as an entrepreneur, I know are experiencing different things or have already experienced some of the things that I'm just now for the first time experiencing. Right. And so that's why I asked you if any of the challenges come from inside the home.
Well, there's one big challenge that, and my wife and I, we talked to it, in the change in the gun industry. So changes in gun laws. We had some plans for some things that we wanted to execute. We got to put them on hold now because Connecticut's changing some gun laws, and we have to see how those gun laws are going to impact the plan that we have moving forward.
Oh, okay.
Now, not saying that the plan is going to stop, but does have to be modified. Does have to be delayed. It would be foolish for us to jump out and take on this venture not knowing what the state's going to do. Another thing that we struggle with was raising our price, raising the cost of our class.
Yeah,
I realize that we're going to lose customers because we raise the price of our class.
Ooh.
But the thing is also, well, don't raise your prices, brother. Well, listen,
losing customers potentially didn't scare you into not raising your price?
I raised them.
Really?
I had to. I didn't have a choice. I'm gonna tell you why.
I don't know. You might have to talk into the mic and talk to some of these people out here, man.
Listen, man.
It's some of these entrepreneurs out here that I talk to, man. They scared to raise the price.
I raised my price on both of my companies. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Because I'm gonna lose the followers. I'm gonna lose the clients.
I'm gonna tell you a true story. A lady that I trained her dog many years ago. She said to me, she goes, "You're one of the best dog trainers I've ever met in my life." She said, "Other dog trainers are saying that you don't know what you're doing because your prices are low." I said, "Get out of here. That's the word on the street."
Wow.
You're saying you're not value added because you're cheap.
She
She said, "Why are your prices so low?" I said, "I wanted people to be able to afford me." You know what she said to me? Wow. My client said this to me. She said, "Raise your prices because you can't afford to miss out on the people that will pay for quality."
Wow.
When she said that to me, it hit me so hard. A lady called me. She had an American Bulldog and a Chow Chow that got into a fight in the house. Her husband put his hand between the dogs to break it up, and the Chow Chow, going for American Bulldog, split his hand open and gave him 72 stitches. As they called me to talk to me about training a dog, I began to think of the amount of work I was going to have to put in to fix this dog. But on the left hand, I had bills to pay and a family to take care of at the old price, but at the price that I needed to do what I needed to do, it was higher. And I'm not going to lie. As I'm on the phone with this lady and she's asking me how much it's going to cost to train this dog, there's literally a wrestling match, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Ultimate Warrior going on in my head for us old people that know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to give you some John Cena rock, perhaps. The new people could get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And before I realized it, the higher price came out my mouth.
Wow.
And there was a silence on the phone. And I went, oh, snap.
How long was this silence?
Probably like 2-3 seconds. And then she said, "You know what?" She said, "It was a little more than I was hoping, but I'll get the money. I'll ask somebody for it."
Wow.
And when she showed up to my office to get the dog trained, she had the entire amount. Now, this is important to me. I take 24 years later, I have clients that I train dogs in Westport. I had a client that lived in Annapolis, Maryland. Her husband was Secret Service for Bush. His father guarded Bush Sr., his son guarded Bush Jr. They drove their dogs up here, dropped them off to me, left them with me for a month, and paid me to train them. Wow. They would meet me in Jersey to give me their dogs to sit their dogs when they went out of town. I had to learn something.
Wow.
People have money for what they want to spend money on.
Yes.
The people that'll give me grief about $165 for my class are the same people that will go out and give a guy $200 in a parking lot for a certificate with no class. They're the same people that'll give Edmonds $235 for LeBron James.
Or $300 for some Nike foam posits.
That might get you robbed.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I'm not hating. I'm just, oh, man, Blue, you hating.
No, that's important, man, is to stay right there and meditate on that for a minute, man. People pay for what they want.
Exactly.
Like
people have seen Dave Chappelle for $250 a ticket for 90 minutes.
And I
love Dave, by the way.
I've struggled with that. I don't know if the time where, as you reflect on, whatever you're pricing for your services when you were still struggling, if it ever was for this reason, but I historically has struggled really with pricing because I enjoyed the service so much that I would always tell people I do this for free. But
which is a billionaire,
right? But I know because I am taking, when I take the time that it takes to do what it is, whatever you're, inquiring my services about, I do several things. So whether that's to to, perform, or whether it's to, do some kind of, critique or whatever, I have to think that the time I'm doing that, I'm taking that time away from my family.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and that's something that I had to like kind of assess before I even get to the part of I need to provide for the family, right? I'm not even there yet. I'm just simply saying, let's assume all the financial provisions were already taken care of. Let's just assume that somehow, some way, And now I'm just addressing the time that I'm here with you. It's the time that I'm not with them. And so now that is what for me was kind of like the bridge to help me get over the hump, kind of connection is it's not about you, Frii. Like it's not, we know you love this. You do it for free.
Absolutely.
But this is about while you're doing this thing over here that you love, that you do for free, you're not with them. And if it's going to take you from them, think of it as the price you're offering your wife for 10 minutes, an hour, or whatever for someone else to borrow you for a second.
Right.
And people who got that started to like say little like catchphrases or things to me that would like, who knew my wife. I'd go somewhere, do a show or performance, and, they pay me whatever, and they'd say, after they put the envelope in my hand, they'd shake my hand and stop me and go, make sure you tell the wife, thank you for letting us use you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I have a wife and kids at home.
So look at it from a different perspective. If you, going back to what my client said, if you give yourself away too cheap, in people's mind, there's no value at it.
Exactly.
So, for example, you got a Burmese mountain dog and I think a poodle mixed up. They call it a Burma poodle, which has no purpose.
I've been hearing that breed a lot lately.
Do you know what they're charging for those dogs? $4,800.
That's great. Because it looks exotic and whatever.
And it's hyperallergenic.
Yes, hypoallergenic.
Whatever. You can buy a purebred dog that's hyperallergenic. This is the problem with these. You're buying a dog for $4,800 that only has maybe 5 to 10 years breeding history versus a Rottweiler, a French Mastiff, an English Mastiff, a Neapolitan Mastiff, American Pit Bull Terrier that you're talking about centuries, possibly even thousands of years of breeding history.
Yeah.
Pride and true and tried. I mean, just solid.
So what dogs are, you said they're pure breed dogs that are hypoallergenic. What pure breed dog is hypoallergenic?
People have,
because that's what I'm really hearing lately is this whole hypoallergenic thing, and that's why it's this blending. But
right, but
so are there purebred dogs that are hypoallergenic?
There are dogs that are hypoallergenic. There are dogs that naturally don't bark. There are dogs that naturally don't shed. So
people just want the exotic look.
They do. Like
all.
they got
like those extra mini those dogs that are bred so tiny.
Yeah, not healthy. So you got. I saw on Instagram.
It looks fake, like a toy.
They got pit bulls that look like tigers, that look like leopards. They got all these crazy colors on them. Well, okay. So let me explain to you. Because people say, "Wait a minute, hold on a second, Blue. You're losing me. What's the big deal about a designer breed?" Okay, I got this bottle of water.
Yeah. Fiji's not paying us any money.
No, they're not. They're not. So we're not showing. That's why I didn't say the name. I got this bottle of water. Let's make it a generic brand. And this bottle in my hand represents the prototype in which all other bottles would be made.
Yeah.
The perfect bottle will hold the right quantity of water.
Yeah.
The tops will open the same.
Uh-huh.
They will chill the same. The thickness of the wall, the plastic, etc., will be perfect.
Yeah.
Once you start deviating from the outside appearance, that means the inside is going to change. What do you mean, Blue? What do you mean, Blue? Hold on. You're throwing me. Show quality says that if I take this bottle of water and I take your bottle of water and I put them next to them as an expert in bottles of water, I say Chris's bottle of water matches mine 99% or 99.5%. Then I can pretty much guarantee that what's on the inside is going to match as well. Once I start deviating from the breed standard in looks, I deviate in temperament. I deviate in trainability.
Yeah.
I deviate in health, in bone structure, hips, elbows, hip dysplasia, aggression,
Yeah.
not being able to be trained. That's where, voila, I come in.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding what a breed was created for.
Yeah,
and I say,
yeah.
this is why you're seeing these different things, these characteristics. But let me read on for a second. Going back to my time, even if I didn't have the amazing family I have, my time is money.
Yes.
Because what I do in my free time, for me to unplug, I go get in the woods.
Okay.
I go hunting.
Uh-huh.
And I tell you, that brings me close to God.
And while you're training my dog, you're not in the woods.
Exactly. And I'm not even joking. I love my family, but when I'm with my family, I'm not in the woods. When I'm training a dog, I'm not hunting. When I'm in the gun range shooting with clients, a brother's not fishing. Because you know what? I'm an entrepreneur, and that's what people don't understand. When my buddies call me and say, Blue, we're going out on the boat on Saturday. We're going to go catch some blackfish. I'm like, man.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice. I got 2 classes. Brother can't go. I can't call out sick. I said that to my wife all the time. I said, honey, guess what? You call out sick, you're going to get paid. I call out sick, I don't make no money. I ain't got no sick days.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's real. So, I mean, when it looked at the price increase, I had to say to myself, especially when my clients say, long after I've trained their dog, long after they've gotten their permit, wow, thank you for the nuggets. Thank you for the time. Thank you for being there for me beyond the class to answer my silly question on my silly text message. I realize that I'm comfortable raising my price because I'm comfortable with what I give back to my clients, what they give me. I give them more than what they pay me for, and I feel like my price is fair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's good.
And there's only 24 hours in a day.
That's good stuff, man.
And I'd be tapping into them 24.
So this journey with me doing the entrepreneur thing, I'm much earlier on in my full-time, phase of it. You've been doing it much longer than I. Obviously 2 different industries and sectors, but there's some things that are just, they're the same when you're an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Some of those things are, juggling, work, family life balance, things like that.
Yes, sir.
So when you got married, how long have you been married?
8 years.
8 years. So when you got married, you were already an entrepreneur.
No, I was working for the company that had just previously released me.
Okay, but you were simultaneously on the side or whatever.
Right.
Doing I'm
going to tell you what really kind of made me decide to go full time. I remember being at my job, working, and someone would call me and say, hey, man, I got a situation with a dog. I heard you're great. I'd like to get a consultation. Can I get a consultation at this time? Yeah. And I'd have to say, I can't.
I'm at work.
I'm at work. So I saw that constant juggling. Yeah. How can I work for myself and hold on to this so-called guaranteed job, which at the end didn't turn out to be a guaranteed job.
Exactly.
Okay. So those are kind of the things that after really sitting down and looking at my journey, working for myself, which gave me the freedom to be a plugged-in husband, to be a plugged-in dad, to be there for my mom, to mentor young people, and to give back to the community what was so richly given to me, I finally realized I truly can't do both. I can do both, but I will never excel at either because both are competing for my time.
What's your take on... Because I previously have thought about this several times in my adult life, and I recently came across it again on a social media post. What's your take on the whole Plan B thing? Like the goal, the dream is the Plan A, right?
Absolutely.
And then people who say, "Hey, man, that sounds nice, man. I know you love dogs, Blue, but you should go and, get you a degree in something, have a backup plan, have a plan B," which on the surface, before you give me your take, I'm going to give you what's been mine.
Yes, sir.
On the surface, that's very logical. That makes good sense, right?
It does.
But I've always felt like the Plan B takes away from the tenacity and vigor in which I attack plan A.
In a sense of urgency.
Yeah, so it's not that it's worthless, a waste of time, or there's no efficacy in having a plan B, right? It's just that I recognize it for all that it is, not just only this one little thing you're trying to point out that, hey, it'll be a good fail safe. Okay, that's one thing it is, but what it also is, and the thing that people don't want to admit, is it's also a fail safe that oftentimes acts as the opium or slothful downer to plan A's approach.
It's almost self-sabotage.
Yes.
It's almost self-sabotage.
And so that's been my take on it. What's your take on the plan B?
So I'm gonna throw this little piece out. If you get married and you walk down the aisle, or you're standing,
I already know where you're going with this.
Your bride's coming to you, and you're like, listen, if this don't work, I'm keeping my condo in Hampton. I'm keeping my Ninja bank account.
Wow.
You're not giving 100% of yourself to that marriage.
Wow, that's fire.
You're not. If you are, I'm using this as a rental property. No, you're not, dude. You're holding on to Plan B, so you got a place to land if it doesn't work.
Wow.
I mean, you got to be honest with yourself. Self-deception is the worst.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's bad enough to lie to people, but it's even worse to lie to yourself.
It's even worse to lie to yourself.
I don't have a plan B.
Yeah, man.
What I have, my friend, is the evolution of Plan A.
I haven't heard that.
The evolution of Plan A.
The evolution of Plan A.
The 50 and over, Mr. Blue says, I love messing with firearms and teaching people how to protect themselves. If I want to continue with Plan A, the evolution of Plan A for me, because I'm a veteran of the Gulf War and I get a free ride to any state college, why don't I check out my guidance, my college counselor, maybe take the LSAT and become a Second Amendment attorney and defend people in self-defense shootings and educate people on gun rights and gun laws. And so it's still Plan A.
It's still Plan A.
It's still Plan A. I have an opportunity presented before me to provide feedback for someone for something going on with a dog case.
Okay.
That's a great evolution of Plan A.
Yes, absolutely.
So begin to write and document and put myself in the system as an expert on dog
subject
bites.
Matter expert.
Exactly.
That's what we call them.
So I mean, it's the evolution of A.
Yes.
And
for you, the what is A is I'm never going to work for anybody else again.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
That's Plan A.
That's Plan A. Because
now, it might evolve and look different from time to time, but that's the plan.
And my mind goes back to when my wife, when they opened those doors and my wife to me walked at me, I had no other place to live. I had no second string quarterback that I was going to draft or trade for. She is and will be, until I leave this life, who I will be married to. No matter what, up, down.
This is why I knew I was going to have to bring you back.
Pork and beans for Thanksgiving. It doesn't matter.
Blue, this is why you have to come back, Blue.
She's my choice.
While I have it on record, video and audio, say you're going to come back, Blue.
Most definitely.
Okay, so now I have proof. This is submittable in
Cross
court.
my heart. I'm coming back.
Because we got to wrap up soon. One last question.
Yes, sir.
What do you say about people who say, you know what? I know you have a talent or gift for, in your case, guns and training and that.
Hunting, fishing, all that stuff.
And then, you have you train dogs good. You know what? You need to just stick to one thing and focus on one. Because you all over the place. You're too busy. Like you shouldn't be doing this, and this. You need to just focus on one thing. What do you say to that?
The beauty of what I
Is there
do,
any efficacy in that?
Nah, not for me, it's not. Because both of my businesses are by appointment.
Well, most people I think say that from a place of either the person they're speaking to giving them a certain amount or certain information that's making them say that, or they're perceiving the individual, whether it's your friend, your buddy, family member, they're perceiving you as like maybe you're not getting the success you want because you're splitting your time with focusing on this. Then you want to be a dog trainer. Then you want to be a gun trainer. Then you want to do this. So they'll say, hey, you know what? Your problem is you focusing on too many things. You need to just focus on one thing.
Actually, what I love about
that's not good advice.
Well, for me, it's not.
Okay.
Both of my businesses have a core foundation. What do you mean a core foundation? To teach.
I love this. This is a future attorney right here. This is the guy you want arguing your case.
At my essence, I'm not training your dog. I'm training you how to communicate better with your canine.
Yes.
So he can be trained.
So in your mind, I'm a teacher. That's the business I'm in.
Yes, sir.
And whether I'm teaching you how to manipulate a firearm or I'm teaching you how to manipulate this dog and its behavior.
I'm a teacher.
I'm a teacher.
It's
as simple as me walking from science class and then now I walk down the hall and now I'm teaching a math class.
Exactly.
I love this guy. Yo,
that's why it's not a conflict for me. I am always teaching,
here, man.
I'm always teaching.
Yeah.
I'm always looking to find better ways.
But you do agree, like from when people, mind you, I agree with you. I'm on your side. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, because you can understand where people are coming from to say that, because there's people who don't kind of get going, like get a good rhythm or get anything jump started or onto a good path because they legitimately are scattered everywhere. There's no structure to what you're doing. And when you keep referring back to you, that doesn't work for me. You've been doing it to a degree and long enough to get a certain organization to your schedule in how you do those things. So for somebody who is just starting out and they have a bunch of gifts and talents and interests, what do you say to that person who, hey, I'm not going to strip you of all of these.
Got you.
I want you to pursue all of them. It's your heart's desire, what you feel God has called you to do. However, this is what I think you should put in place so you can do them well.
Okay, so I'm going to give them a simple thing I want them to try.
Okay.
Sit down and think for a second. I have a rich uncle.
Mm-hmm. Is this like a hypothetical story, or this is?
I mean, hypothetical. I want for nothing. My apartment's paid for. My car's paid for. I have a Black American Express card. Yeah. I swipe it. I buy this stuff, and I never see a bill.
Mm-hmm.
My time is my own.
Yes.
What would be the thing that I so love that I would give all my time to? What is the thing that I'm so passionate about that if I didn't have to worry about surviving, that I would do? Mm-hmm. For most people, that would solve their problem.
You think for most people, that's only one thing? It's only one answer.
But there's only one true passion.
Yeah?
See, now you got other passions. But everybody's got that one thing that when they think about it, they get all giddy, they get all goofy, they get all excited, they can't wait to go do it. See, the reason why most people can't decide, Chris, and this is my opinion, is because they're too busy looking at what you do, what I do, what they do, and they go, wait a minute, that's working for him. I should try that. That's working for Chris. I should try that. That's work. No.
Wow.
Time out. Listen, don't chase what appears to be successful. You know why people are successful? Because they're doing what they love. When you jump on your passion,
that's fire.
100% A plan, no B plan, the evolution of A, there is no other plan. But when you are saying, okay, listen, I'm going to be a dog breeder this week. I'm going to be a cake baker next week. I'm going to be a popper and
locket. That seems to be working for John down the street.
Exactly. But people don't understand that John was a student of his craft. I remember when I first started my dog training business, I would be up all times of night studying and reading and all sorts of stuff. My wife would say, are you coming to bed? Sometimes I'm off at 1 o'clock in the morning. My wife's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm working. I'm playing with my Instagram. I'm working on the website. Because that's my passion. When you have to ask yourself the honest question, am I going to do what I love or am I going to chase this dollar?
Wow.
Am I going to do what I love or am I going to chase this dollar? Because I'm telling you, a lot of people have gone down the rabbit hole chasing a dollar. But I tell you what, 1%ers, the richest people in the world, who do they work for? Themselves.
Yeah, man.
They do what they love. Tony Hawk was getting chased out of empty swimming pools in California skateboarding. Now the guy's a millionaire off of skateboarding.
face on video game covers everywhere.
John Madden, football. Rest in peace. Madden has been one of the number one games on Xbox for decades. Floyd Mayweather, punching body bags and gloves with his name all over them, doing what he loves.
Yeah.
How can you see all these people, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, you name it, whoever, doing what they simply love every day, excelling on everything they touch. And the money is chasing them. They're not chasing the dollars. The money's chasing them. You got to stop trying to be the next, and not knocking her, the next Cardi B, because there is no next Cardi B. There's only one Cardi B. There's only one Biggie Smalls. There's only
Beyonce.
one Tupac. There's only one Jay-Z. Why are you trying to be little Jay-Z? Why don't you be who you are?
I mean, little Jay-Z.
All I have to do is be blue.
Wow. Yo.
I ain't got to be Mr. Elliott. I ain't got to be Michael Jai White. I got to just be me. And I love being me.
Shout out to Michael Jai White, by the way.
Yeah, that's my man. We used to work out together back in the day, many moons ago. With top 10 karate studios were like, Sensei Larry Rogers.
I can't wait for Gigantic Studios, man, to start. You know, he got the place in Connecticut, the studio that he's.
And why is he excelling? Why is he excelling? Because he's simply being who he is.
He's awesome, man.
He's being who he is, though.
I commented under one of his posts today.
Dope.
That I'm looking forward to working with him one day.
Cool.
And when he comes back to New Haven, he's to come to my studio.
No doubt.
For a podcast.
Listen, I want to
I spoke it into existence.
You have to.
Yeah.
And you know, what you just said, if people could catch what you just said, I spoke it into existence. Your words can't be powerful if the inflection of your voice is a question. I am an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Facts.
It's all in your mindset. It's all in how you see yourself. The 3 C's, consistent, committed, and able to communicate to people who you are.
Say it with your chest.
That's right.
With your chest. You got to come back, man. We out of time, Blue, man. Hey, we like to finish every episode with something edifying for the soul. Hence the name Free Lunch. So free lunch, like lunch is edifying to the body. We like to offer something edifying to the listener's soul, man. What's the thing you want people to take away from this episode, if nothing else?
You are good enough. You are good enough. In spite of the haters, the naysayers, even the closest people to you, the people that you expect to be your biggest cheerleaders, the people that you expect to give you the pat on the back. You are good enough. Put in the work. Believe in yourself. Follow your dreams. Be true to who you are. It's too much work for me to be what other people want me to be. Be true to yourself.
That part is too much work for me to be what people want me to be. Wow. Man, you stacked so many gems. Gosh, Blue, you got to come back here, man. Dang, bro. I'm trying to remember the last bar you just said, man. I'm going to have to, look, luckily I get the privilege of editing all the podcasts, so I'll get to digest it and then hashtag his sayings, his best quotes throughout the whole. Yo, that's so crazy, bro. Nah, man, you blessed me with that. You said people are chasing after what looks to be working for other people instead of just sticking to what they're passionate about, man.
That's right.
That's facts, bro.
Yeah.
That's facts, bro.
Facts.
I'm all transparency. I know I've done that at least once. Saw something that seems to be working for other people, and whether you just cornered in a bad time, you know, you got bills to pay, and you're like, you know what, man, forget all this passion, man. I need to just jump on a bandwagon and see what's working.
See what's good.
What's working. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, you got people, you know, rapper by day, they trying to be a real estate agent at night because, I heard, my man, he making a killing flipping these houses.
Listen, I don't want my brain surgeon moonlighting on Uber. I don't need that.
And it's not to say that you can't do it. It's just, it's short-lived, man.
It is.
It's a short-lived thing.
And it frustrates you.
You know, and so, hey, do you want to be chasing the money? Do you want to just genuinely, or do you actually want what you believe more money is going to get you, which is peace, happiness? That's what people want, man.
Absolutely.
And they're convinced that by me chasing the dollar, that's the way of which I should get it. Man, we gotta get up out of here.
All right, man.
Yo, thank you for coming through, man.
Thank you, sir, for having
Love
me. I
you.
appreciate it, man. Much love.
Yo, he's gonna be back, y'all. He's coming back. Yo, make sure give the people where they could tap in online and get a hold of you for either for 360 for the dog training. Give them the websites. I'm gonna have it in the episode description hyperlinked. Also,
360trs.com. Of course, we're on Instagram and Facebook. K9 Training, the website is under development because we're going into the new facility next month. Super excited about that. So we got to change some addresses and some things of that nature. But they can definitely hit me on 360trs.com and look for K9 Training Solutions on Instagram.
Fire. Hey, it's Freestyle Gospel, a.k.a. The Real Free. It's free food for your soul, y'all. Peace.